What you're about to watch is the second half of the last video I made. If I'm being honest, I could care less about drawing more eyes to Tarkov because it is so popular, and that part of the video is there if you want to go watch it. But I'm disappointed in that video bombing because I really love Know by Heart, and I really want to get more eyes on it. I'm also totally not just salty about the video's performance. Why would I be? Fuck you. Here we go. Know by Heart is a walking sim/adventure game released in early 2022 by Icepick Lodge, a studio most well known for their Pathologic series. I've become fascinated by this particular group because even though they've put out 7 games, so far I've only played 2 and I'm obsessed with both of them. Pathologic 2 and Know by Heart aren't genre defining in their gameplay by any means, but I think both of them have some of the most memorable everything else I've ever seen in my life. Their stories, art direction, and music are all great and unique, but it's the characters and their respective designs that have stuck with me the most. It's been a long time since I've played Pathologic 2, but I remember Oyun. I remember Vlad, and I remember the Executors, and that's not just because they look memorable, which they absolutely do, it's because they were interesting. I remember what it was like to talk to these people. Know by Heart's characters are just as well designed and they feel even more real. The angular, low-poly art style is obviously a cost-saving measure, but there's detail where it's needed and undeniable beauty where you least expect it. The characters' 3D models are faceless, but their portraits tell me everything I need to know about them. The 2D art in the portraits and in other parts of the game are these cubic and slightly abstract pieces that lack a lot of that finer detail, which is thematically resonant in a game about clinging onto old memories before they eventually slip away. Misha is an average guy living in a small, post-Soviet town working a boring job at a train station. His childhood friends, who have since moved away, find themselves together again after they all return at the same time. But the town's struck with this weird disease that starts slowly affecting everyone's memories, and they soon start to forget each other. The game uses this premise to essentially convey a message to whoever might be listening, and to whoever it can apply to. It might be time to move on. Know by Heart's gameplay is made up mostly of wandering this small, desolate Russian town and listening to Misha and his friends reminisce about the time they spent together as kids. You'll walk through memory bubbles and put photos back together as you listen to them put the pieces back together themselves. Once shit hits the fan, this gameplay is recontextualized. What once were simple, fun little memories becomes this struggle to hold on to them. A struggle to keep these pieces together, to keep the people once close to you from forgetting about you entirely. The premise of this game is similar to Pathologic, and I think that's on purpose. But Misha isn't a doctor. Misha didn't move away to pursue anything, and he didn't come back to figure out how to create a cure. He's stuck here. Everyone's stuck here, trying to fight an unstoppable disease by holding onto their memories in any way they can. It's an unbelievably bleak situation, but that's kind of why I love this game as much as I do. In Icepick Lodge's own words, this is a game about accepting loss. Know by Heart is a story where this shit just happens, and there's nothing you can do about it. There is no twist, no climactic save. They just go for it, and you have to watch it happen. And it's fucking heartbreaking. I might be talking too much about a game I want you to play, but the real spoilers are in the interactions between the people of the town and getting attached to them, which I did. The writing is excellent, and the voice acting is equally so. I love Asya, Tioma, Genghis, and Almaz, but most importantly, I understand Misha. There are 2 endings to this game, and in finishing it again for this video, I picked the same ending because I can't stand the thought of watching Misha make the choice to stay when there's so much left for him to be. Up until this point, the only thing he is are his memories. It's the only way he can connect to the people around him. He doesn't want a future, he's never even thought about it. Maybe he can't even if he wanted to. Maybe I keep choosing for him to leave because that's what feels right for the story. Maybe it's because he's a wonderful character that deserved a second chance. Maybe it's because he's a great mix of an actual character and a self-insert, and I saw myself in him while he was going through the struggle of being too scared to take that first step to leave his town and pursue all the things he wanted to do forever. But somehow he never took that leap and ended up working shit job after shit job while his friends moved to college and got apartments and had fun. And maybe he went and visited them every once in a while, but I never had that life, and I always wanted it, but I would never be able to have those experiences like they did. Even though I did end up getting that chance, I quickly moved back home, and ever since then I've moved out and done all the things I've wanted to, but the people in my life, even the ones younger than me, always seem to be a step ahead, and I can never catch up. And even though I'm happy, I'll never have a dream to pursue, but the more I think and the more I write, I realize
Первый класс. Мне на даче сорвали огромный букет георгин. Мне купили пенал, тетрадь. Я умею читать, а еще умножать на 1. Мне поставили 5. Я счастливый, сбегаю с продленки играть во дворе. У меня 8 соток, и все-таки с вот таким зотом я снова пасую в игре.